Hey guys, and we're live here on Phoenix 92.5 FM. Of course, this is Nerd to Know Basis. Thanks everybody for joining us on YouTube, Periscope, and Twitch. How's everybody doing?
My bus has been hijacked.
I just wanted to give you a lead in. The floor is all yours.
You were too slow.
The kindest hijacker I've ever met. He just hands the bus right back.
So that's my day. I am Cian O'Callaghan, and throws me back after a little holiday. And I am joined by 3 wonderful people. I forgot to count all the cameras. So, in alphabetical order, if you can figure that out, go.
Oh, me. Hey.
Yes.
Hey, I'm Darragh O'Connor. Welcome to the show, guys. It's been a while. Like, we've had a break, and then we kind of came back, and then I kind of had to upgrade everything. So it's like a semi-break, but I'm glad we're back.
Yeah, we were busy. The page was idle, and I put up a Kent Brockman thing yesterday to that effect, but we were very busy behind the scenes.
See, it's like this was like, it's funny, right? Because work were like, they emailed me and they're saying, hey, you haven't taken any time off this year. You need to take time off. And then I'm like, okay, if I take time off, I won't be able to do anything because it means total unplugging. So, that was hard to do. But now I'm kind of easing back into it. And I'm like, oh my God, there's so much to do. So apologies, it's my bad.
Not at all. Like, you keep the ship floating. But we've got 2 more people to introduce in alphabetical order. Go.
Katie, that's you.
I mean, it's technically me. We're using real names.
Oh, yeah, that's a thinker.
It's Katie from Mannequin Blue.
It's like the opposite of that. Infinity Wars? Oh, we're using our made up names.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Katie is a made up name. Oh, that's cool. I want one of those.
I got it for my birthday.
Just give yourself one. I think I'll just go with Lord Humongous.
Ah,
Lord.
I'll go with Fred. And someone still hasn't introduced themselves, by the way. Or are you going with Lord Humongous?
No, well, we'll stick with Kev for the moment. I'll wait until I actually get the dukedom down.
Yeah,
hold on. Well, hold on. Here, on that point, right? If you did want to be Lord Humongous, you can go over to Sealand now, and you can buy that title.
No, I need to get the metal mask and start like begging for guzzling, and and then you're just asking for me to be topless on stream, and really that's on you.
Well, look, if you have that title, you can do whatever you want.
God damn it, Tara, you're right.
Well, I want to put this to a group vote, and the people who are listening to us on the Switch Live can join in. Would you rather have some sort of title given to you, or would you rather have like a star or a planet named after you?
A title.
Because usually, in order to get a title, you have to own land, which means somebody has to buy you a parcel of land.
Well, see,
planet is land.
Yeah, but you can't live there.
But hold on. This thing, there is so right now there's 2 places to do this. There's the place in Scotland that you can buy like a bit of a forest, or you can buy a bit of sea land, and you can be a lord or a lady or whatever. But
I'm sorry, run that through me. Sealand.
Sealand. Yeah, Sealand is the smallest country in the world.
I think you have been conned, sir.
Well, hold on a second. What I'm going to say is, I don't really care about the land. I'm more kind of like I'm saving up for the count rank title.
Do you mean ice when you say Sealand?
No. I mean, like, okay, so Sealand is basically an old oil rig that a couple of lads moved out to in the 50s, and now it's a sovereign place. It's off the coast of the Isle of Man in England. So if you go to sealand.gov, you can actually buy yourself titles. In fact,
but isn't it like 30 grand to be a count?
No, it's €270.
Oh, that's not bad.
So
that's a bargain count.
Like halfway decent wedding or title.
Why not both? So if you go to sealand.org, there you go. And
I'm just like, guys, can you not have like? I get that you were creating a sovereign nation. Could you not come up with a better name?
Yeah, New Sealand, surely.
Land Sea.
But what I like about it is, right, so I bought this for a friend of mine like about a year or so ago for her birthday, and now she's Lady of Sealand.
For 30 grand?
No, for €30. And they and they sent her out like a whole pack like it's like a welcoming and like a letter and the royal seal and all this kind of thing. So there you go.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
So you can go to the online store now and pick that up. But I'm telling you, the count rank is the one that I want.
You need to start wearing a cape then.
Oh, absolutely. Once that happens, all I'll be doing is wearing a cape the entire time.
Once you get that title, I will rob my brother's Count Dooku lightsaber and post it to you.
Because you might as well, like, all the other ones are quite good. Like Baron is pretty good, but that's like €700, and like it's taking the piss. That's a bit much.
Baron doesn't roll off the tongue though. Like you need to find a title that goes with your name.
Sorry,
we already know Dara will go with Dooku, so Count Dara works.
So yeah, I'm gonna correct myself, right? So you can become a sir or a dame for €99, £99.
Who needs a queen then?
A lord, lady, baron or baroness is 29. Count or countess is 199, and duke and duchess is 499. You can buy a piece of the land for £20, and then you can get like personalized coat of arms for 180.
Okay, but surely you can get the title sir by just winding up a bouncer.
Absolutely, but you get a nice little documentation and everything. I'm just saying, guys, this is the thing.
We're gonna have a lot of royalty following us next week.
I mean, I can print you up some documentation right here, right now. It'd be worth probably about the same.
You're running a side hustle.
Every hustle needs.
You want free titles? I send you free titles. Winchester is missing eye. It's fine.
But what's funny,
Duke of Winchester.
But what's funny about it is, right? So that was the first one that kind of happened, and it became a bit of a meme. But now this random one popped up in Scotland where they're selling a bit of a forest, and you're like, it doesn't have the same charm. It comes off as sleazy. With Sealand, they're like the plucky underdogs who are like, go on.
I don't know. I would totally get some forest land in Scotland. That sounds amazing.
Go to my forest land in Scotland, put in some fairy doors. That's my
Make friends with some unicorns. Be great.
That's a fair point.
Do you think like squares of forest will be like made into houses but like nothing around them? Like they actually cash these in?
I mean, you could.
Well, here's the real peach, right? So you can actually use these titles in like real documents. So when you fly and stuff, you can fill that out, and apparently that's a thing you can do. This is like,
can you claim to be a citizen for owning a meter of land in a country?
No, not a citizen. A count. You can claim to be a count or a lord. You're not claiming
what title gets me diplomatic immunity?
I'm not sure.
Asking for a friend.
I'm not sure, but I know
that's this friend you.
But I know that's how the Joker got away with killing Jason Todd. He had diplomatic immunity.
For what nation? Latveria?
Saudi Arabia, I think.
What?
Yeah, it was a Middle Eastern country in the 70s.
He's ripping off Dr. Doom's idea.
But this is the thing that happened. This was true.
What nation would take Joker in?
It was some Middle Eastern country. If you look, like that was the.
I mean, considering the state of comics in the 70s, it was probably just called some Middle Eastern country.
Probably, yeah.
I think it was Saudi Arabia or something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but there you go. So that's how you do it. But yeah, Sealand, guys, check it out.
We may be airing from there this time next week with our crowns and our capes.
At Christmas, I was thinking about it because this year, I've started my Christmas shopping already because I'm like, what's going to happen? And everyone's just going to get titles. So that's just the way, eventually everyone's just going to be count or not count because that's ridiculous. Only one shall be count. But they're lords and ladies for all, or barons or whatever.
This is what's going to happen. In 12 months' time, all these counts and lord and ladies are going to come out of their lockdown houses and go back to work with their capes and their crowns and expect to all be superior to one another.
If anybody's getting me one, I want Lord, please.
Ooh, nice pick. Which title gets me Majesty? I never understood that one.
I think you have to be royalty for that.
Although, consider for a moment, Magistrate.
Magister.
Okay, I'd be more inclined to be a judge than royalty. I wouldn't mind assessing people in an official capacity.
See, what I like about Sealand is, right, for the count anyway, because this is the one I've done my research in, you can pick different variants of it. So you can be Earl or Dux or whatever, different.
I've already got a dog named Earl.
No, there you go. But Earl is the equivalent, or there's whole different whole different variants of it. And I just appreciate how much work went into it, you know. It's probably just some lad sitting there with a printer, but still, you know, it's nice. It's nice. I approve.
Okay, so
that's
if,
my
if
shilling
so,
win.
so stick that on the Christmas wish list. I'm really curious to hear, not to go too personal, but what kind of shopping you've done already.
Just an Amazon wish list.
Oh, I see. You weren't in the long lines then.
No, I'm not going into a plague-ridden place. It's like I'm waiting for Prime Day, which is in like 7 days, and I'm just gonna buy my wish list and be like, there we go, done.
And
Christmas
Bezos
shopping's
will
30
sit on
quid.
his pile of gold and laugh.
Yes, sadly.
It's the
Sadly.
count.
But
It's the
here's-
count. It's
But
the
here's,
count.
here's the funny thing, though, right? Amazon doesn't even make its money from like stock, or like from buying physical stuff. Amazon make all their money from cloud computing because they own all the servers. Everything runs on Amazon servers. So most websites that you know, Netflix, everything runs. So that's where he makes all his money. So it's like, oh wow, you know, that was way smarter.
But is he a count?
I'm pretty sure he could be. You know, he could if he wanted to be.
I feel like somebody told him when he was a kid that he couldn't be a dragon when he grows up, and so he decided to prove them wrong.
So
Well,
what? Do you think he has like a giant thing of keyboards and servers that he sleeps on?
No, gold
No, it's
coins,
gold.
man.
It's absolutely gold and jewelry.
Yeah.
Well, like the thing about it is, I just think it's really funny that the when you go on a cloud computing platform, because all of them are Google's one's pretty bad, and ironically, Microsoft's one is dire. It's just like everyone just loves AWS because it's so easy to use, but I think everyone forgets that like that's as big as it is. Like a server farm is crazy when you see it up close, you know, and you actually see how big they are. I don't know. It's just it's a weird thing. I think everybody kind of overlooks that just how big that market is, you know. Like was it even Netflix, when Netflix goes down, it's not Netflix going down, it's the server that houses it going down, you know.
Like some old guy just like tapping it with a broom trying to get it working. That kind of thing.
Literally, yeah. But yeah, sure. I remember when I was over in the States and I was just driving through to get from New York to New Jersey, and then
Which
from
takes
New Jersey.
about 6 years.
Yeah, but no, it takes even longer, right? When you go from Washington to New York, that's about an 8-hour trek on the bus. And I was going past Maryland, right? And they have a Dundalk in Maryland, Dundalk, Maryland. I'm like, what the hell? There's a Dundalk here? That's weird. It turns out, yeah, it was the first Catholic Irish settlement in America. So I'm like, all right, that makes sense.
And they settled
Jimmy-
on Dundalk.
Yeah,
Jimmy,
I
where are you
know.
from?
I
What was the name
know.
of our new sovereign, our new town? Dundalk!
Yeah,
That's
what
where
happened.
Jay's from.
And that's what happened. That's you can take that to the bank.
I
But,
can't believe you thought you have nothing to talk about on this show. This happens every time.
fair.
Or, although, if you don't want to buy from Amazon, you could go for the absolute wildcard option to buy all your Christmas gifts on Wish.
Wish.
Hey, don't knock that. I do that every year, man.
I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying it's the wild card.
Did you listen to Lisa's story?
That's a fair
She tried to
point.
buy something valuable on Wish. That's
So
Now,
and
what does
expect-
that say about your Christmas wish list?
and expected it to be there at a certain time. Don't
Oh,
do that.
okay, fair enough.
so to finish
During
the
a pandemic.
So to finish the story, right? I was driving by it, and it went past an Amazon server farm, a fulfillment center, right?
Right.
We were going at 80 miles an hour. It took us half an hour to drive past it.
Wow.
That's how
Ooh,
big
that's
it
scary.
was. It's ridiculous.
Crazy.
It just went. It just didn't stop for like half an hour, and I'm like, oh my god. Oh my God. That is huge. So, you know, that's kind of the scope of when people talk about, you know, server farms and stuff and cloud computing. It's like, no wonder Bezos has so much money. He owns all the computers in the world. You know?
He's a dragon.
He's a dragon, the dragon of computers. But here's a funny story, right? So when I used to work as an extra, the first time I heard about Wish was from obviously working as an extra. And this guy bought a suit, right? And he goes, yeah, one time I got drunk and I bought a suit from Wish. And I'm like, what happened? And he goes, about a year later, 2 suits arrive. I'm like, what? And he goes, yeah. And I go, were they okay? And he goes, yeah, they were great. I just forgot I bought them. So that's the trick with Wish. Buy it and forget about it, and then it'll come back at some point.
That's what I do. It's always a pleasant surprise.
It's the better way, and that's the mistake.
No,
that Lisa made.
I can't do that. I do the Scott Pilgrim thing of just sitting waiting by the mailbox.
Amazon Prime, my friend. It gives you updates.
Yeah, but then you're giving money to Amazon. Did we just hear the dragon story?
I know, but it's a good dragon. Well, not a good dragon, but it's a necessary dragon.
It eats the villagers, but it's a necessary dragon.
Only a couple of villagers. You know,
Only
Villagers
the
and
very sickly
factories.
ones.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
The moral quandary of the modern world is really, it's really a despair. You know, but I don't know. Poor Jeff. He tries. You know.
But no, you never get to say poor
Poor
Jeff.
Jeff.
It's
But
like
you
that's
see-
like the least accurate two words next to each other.
But did you see how he started? He started in one room with a terrible computer, and I'm like, well, you know, fair play. It's same with like Elon Musk when he created PayPal. It's like, all right, man.
I didn't know that.
Elon Musk did not create PayPal. Elon Musk merged with PayPal.
Fair enough.
And again,
fair.
there's-
Like, are we
there's a
talking
point.
company
There's-
or like his actual personality?
like we're talking about like a gauge here where, you know, starting off and, you know, making a self-made business, that's good. Then kind of just crossing that threshold to abusing worker rights and hoarding wealth.
But
You know,
also,
not so
Musk,
great.
Musk already came from wealth before he started X.com. That's how he was
This
able
is
to
true.
set it up.
This is true. But you know, I do admire that kind of like tenacity though, to like completely reinvent the way stuff is done. With workers' rights and stuff, yeah, that's horrible. But for me, I'm just like, you managed to like take this idea of cloud computing and then just make it a thing. It's incredible, you know? Like nobody would have believed it was like today we were talking about computers in general with a pen test and how hard that was to do. Even like 20 years ago, where in order to test on machines, you'd have to have physical machines. And now you can just go on and for like 20 cents have 7 machines load up. That's just incredible, like at the touch of a couple of buttons. You know, it's amazing. But yeah, they really got to sort out their worker stuff because they treat workers horribly, and that's just not okay. So
Well, I like especially now because like everyone's locked in their homes and there be more demand on like kind of posting and that kind of stuff. Like,
absolutely, like it's, you know, I see all the time with e-commerce, with the shopping. Like as I said, I've never been busier because during this whole thing, because everything is, and every like stuff that I'd work on all day would be Amazon servers. You know.
oh yeah,
Yeah, because that's what everything's run on. That's what I'm saying. You know, almost every website you can think of is running on an Amazon server. Everything. Twitch. So Twitch is owned by Amazon.
I'm learning so much today.
Yeah. So it's like this is the real kind of like scope of that, you know? And it's just like, well, you know, when you really look into it, it's the whole world is kind of moving towards there, and it's just like, right, well, how can we make that more ethical? Because one store that would be, for example, Pandora, the bracelet thing. Today we were trying to find how to get that stuff, you know, for my sister and that. And my mom was like, I can't buy them online. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, no, that has to be wrong. And I went, you cannot buy Pandora stuff online from the website. You have to actually physically go into the store. And that's crazy. To me, that's
Poor
just
business model.
It's a really poor business model in a pandemic. So yeah, that
Well,
I
maybe
learned
you just
today.
have to want it that much.
Well, it's funny. I did go onto Amazon to see for one specific thing that you can only get in Disneyland Paris, and apparently it's 150 euro. And I'm like, no one's worth 150 euro. That's a lot of money for a present, you know, for a charm.
Oh, for a charm.
For a charm, yeah.
Oh
one
my
charm.
god, no.
Yeah,
that's
what I'm thinking.
insanity.
And I'm like, okay, fair enough, whatever. And to be fair, it's pretty cool, but I'm like, 150 for one charm? It's like, no way.
No, I mean,
Absolutely
how
no
many
way.
full bracelets could you buy for that amount?
I think you could probably get like one decent one.
No, but I
Well,
mean not
one?
Pandora, but
Oh
you know,
yeah, of
similar.
course. Obviously, yeah. For you could probably get a rake in them, but this is what I'm saying, you know. So my mom was like, all right, and she went in and got everything she needed to get. But I think it's wild that when in the past 7 months, everything I've seen, everything kind of that I never thought would be online moved to online. And at the same time, Pandora are like, no, you must come into our store. It's like, this is
Unless they're just like making their balance of like the countries that are still able to fully operate open stores. They probably also, like, as dumb as it probably is, they've probably also considered theft to be a big issue with postage orders, because it's literally just a box with a conceived valuable.
Well, yeah, but you don't know that unless they actually label the box what it is. I think it's more of a battle royale situation. I think it's kind of like you must brave the plague, and if you survive, then and only then will you be worthy to purchase one.
Oh, like a Klingon honor thing, like you have to pass the test.
You see that? I think Katie's right. I think it's kind of like what Nintendo do, where they're like, putting value on it that there shouldn't be there, because it's just like you should just be able to send it out, but it's like, no, instead of putting this and making it accessible, we're going to make this artificial scarcity kind of thing. In the case of Nintendo, it's just not there. In the case of Pandora, they're like, yep, you got to go through a plague, and there's a lockdown, doesn't matter, you're still going to have to come.
Look, you're talking to three people who all bought the Mario 3D All-Stars. You don't need to tell us.
Exactly. That's what
but in the case of
Pandora,
but in the case of Pandora, the scarcity's not there either, because companies like that have.
No, hang on now. In fairness, he's talking to three people who not only bought 3D All-Stars, but we all pre-ordered it.
Yes.
Well, I pre-ordered it because you two got it. I'm a proper lemming.
And even the whole time I was giving out while I was pre-ordering, I was like, damn Nintendo doing this, scamming their customers,
just like forking over your cards.
Oh, my God. I love that.
And to be fair, my Smith's pre-order, I didn't have to pay until the day it came in.
Nice.
Oh man, I don't know. Like, it's so crazy to think that there's a company that just refuses to actually go online unless you go on, and then they're pretty much funding scalpers. So you could set up a business, which is what I saw on Amazon today. Obviously, basically, you can buy a bunch of Pandora stuff, sell it on Amazon at a massive markup, purely because, and like it's like a black market just happening right there because they just won't do it themselves. It's so silly, ridiculous.
Hey man, that's what the market chooses.
Yeah, well. You know what this needs? The owner of Pandora needs to be on Undercover Boss, and I think that'd be great. And then just be like, figure out how it is.
I think as well as that, like anyone who has, 150 quid floating around to be spending on little trinkets regularly is probably not the kind of person that would go into Pandora themselves anyway. Like they'd have people for that.
That's a fair point.
People that are being paid to contract COVID.
Yeah.
to pick up your foie gras.
But you know what you could spend instead of spend €150 on a Pandora bracelet. For 177 you could be
Dara, tell us, how many Dreamcasts can you buy for €150?
Well, let's see.
Excuse me, sir, do you have any Grey Poupon?
It depends where you go. If you buy them on Amazon, if you buy them on adverts like I would or eBay, let's say they're about €30. So you could probably get
€30 for a Dreamcast?
Yeah, give or
You're
take.
getting ripped off, man.
I thought that they gotten scarcer than that.
Well, they are, but this is why you go on eBay or adverts where people don't know the value of what they sell.
Hot damn.
So yeah. So you can probably get a bunch. You probably get about 8 or 9. So I have 2, so.
This show's gone in a radically different direction I wasn't expecting.
He got himself a Dreamcast and then he bought it a friend.
Someone needs to show them love. That's the truth of it.
Oh, they're build me legs.
Googly eyes on them.
I mean, I would.
Feed me.
Feed me, Shenmue.
Sonic Dreams.
Sonic Adventure.
No, Sonic
No,
Dreams.
no. I'm talking the Nightmare one.
Yeah.
The one where.
Yeah. Well, the ROM works on the Mega Drive, I believe, wasn't it?
I have no idea.
Or Sonic.exe. Oh man. So moving on.
What is left?
Well, Katie had a whole list. So Katie.
Oh, goody.
Okay, so within the next 5 minutes. I feel like I really want to talk about the things that are dead segment because that was the most upsetting for me.
Oh no!
Oh, I forgot that was our new recurring segment.
Yeah, can we do a things that are dead segment?
I forgot to do a jingle.
I know you have like a list there. I'm just gonna bring up that. I'm mentioning Eddie Van Halen.
Oh no!
I was just gonna say,
I make the jokes to cover the pain.
That's called, Kev. Things that are dead.
I'm very upset about it.
I will work on a graphic. I'll work on a graphic so we have it every week. Things that are dead. Hopefully not people. But
okay, my news is
yeah.
as sad as Eddie Van Halen. To be fair,
but
my news does involve puppets, which is very sad.
Well, puppets are dead by definition.
No.
Not organic.
No, they're always alive, just waiting.
Actually, you guys should totally watch a movie, and anyone listening should totally watch a movie called Dead Silence. It's like
I'm intrigued.
Yeah, it's a movie that came out before the first Saw by the same creative team.
Right.
And it's actually fantastic, but it's a movie you can only ever watch once because once the twist is ruined, the whole movie becomes pointless. So do watch it once, and you'll really enjoy it. But then you'll forget about it and be led off in a blissful sleep, never to think about the movie again. Anyway, go for it.
Is this a recommendation?
Yes, strong recommendation. But you'll only be able to watch the movie once.
So don't buy a Blu-ray. It's
on Netflix. Just watch it.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Katie, go for it. Puppets.
Anyway, dead.
Yeah, we'll use Netflix to segue into my things that are dead because Netflix has cancelled the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance.
Oh no!
Dark Crystal's amazing.
There is no season 2 coming. It's not happening. The answer is no.
He also cancelled Glow season 4 as well, which is really annoying because Glow's amazing.
They've cancelled it, but like I think that was just because they couldn't get any shooting done during COVID. So remains to be seen on like if they can maybe restart that. Later.
I don't know, because like it's all puppets and everybody's wearing massive costumes. I think the whole social distance thing would work.
Oh no, I'm talking about Glow.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's hard to wrestle from a distance.
Dark Crystal got axed, and that's a damn shame.
Yeah.
It's a very Netflix thing though. It's like they did it with like the Marvel properties where it's like they'll do 3 series or something, and then once it sort of loses that huge hype, they'll just cancel it and hope no one notices. Like something like Stranger Things and Orange is the New Black, that'll keep going. But like anything else, like
Orange is the New Black is finished.
Is it?
Yeah.
But it got to its like 5 series ending. I'm talking about like the less popular ones that just get dropped. Like
Yeah.
I don't know what gets dropped.
I think there's like 6 or 7 seasons of Orange is the New Black because I think I'm on season 5 right now.
Yeah, but that was always huge. I'm talking like the lower tier. Like Netflix doesn't really care once they lose their initial buzz. Like,
yeah, I mean, it could as well. It could be something to do with they announce they've cancelled it and there's huge uproar, and then suddenly they bring it back or something, or someone else will pick it up.
That's it. It could be a budgetary thing. As much as I like, as much as I begrudge saying it. Because like it is a lot of puppetry, which is incredibly expensive to make.
Very expensive.
And like that show was not like it was a niche hit, but it was not a smash hit.
Yeah.
So I'd say like it is just the cost wasn't worth what it was receiving.
Yeah,
that's possible.
I can see that, but I'm still very upset.
Oh, it's tragedy. The show was incredible. Like it was a modern fantasy epic, which you just don't see enough of like
and
original,
I think they had actually announced that it had been cancelled like within a couple of hours of winning an award.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so like they literally won this award and they were like, by the way, we're not doing another one.
So like it's very possible that like it's very possible somewhere like possibly at Disney could pick it up with the rights to some other Henson properties. Like it wouldn't be unheard of, but like it'd be a stretch.
Yeah, I suppose it could go like, because there was that thing back in the 90s and 2000s where you do a TV movie of something and hope that someone picks it up and expands it. Like you could go down that route, I suppose, and have Netflix be like a springboard for someone else to pick it up. I mean, they did that. Not they did that, but someone else did that with Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and that got cancelled. Like,
Oh yeah, that was it's on like MSNBC now or something. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like it could like there because like Henson fans are ravenous. Like
We are.
Hello.
Hi.
yeah, absolutely. Like we're
Rainbow
and, like,
Connection.
all of their stuff is timeless. So like
Yeah.
it could come back in some shape or form if there's another like kind of Henson puppetry revival, which probably will be.
I mean, even this show is a revival of sorts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like so it could come back in another shape or form sometime if it doesn't get picked up like immediately off the heels of it getting cancelled.
Yeah. I'm hoping somebody picks it up because it was just too good.
Yeah. Oh, it was fantastic.
I think so, but here's the thing: imagine if Amazon Prime pick it up, but they haven't got the production values, so it's just like cardboard. just
I'm
running
sorry.
around.
What in what world would Amazon Prime not have the production value?
Don't they own all the computers in
They
the
are
world?
Yeah,
they are
but hold on.
funneling an infinite amount of money into a never-ending Lord of the Rings remake. They
But-
have money.
But but did they choose to spend it? That's the thing.
That's true.
There's
Yeah.
a segment
If
that
it, if it joined up with The Boys, maybe.
Well, actually, I haven't finished watching The Boys yet because
Oh, it's so good.
I haven't started season 2 either. I'm
season-
waiting until it's all one. It's
season
all
two-
up.
You know what? I know some people kind of bitched about it, but I really like the fact that it's week by week because it gives you time to think about each episode. Like I haven't seen
That's
last week's
true.
one.
Yeah, yeah.
I haven't seen last week's one, and I think it ends this week. And I'm actually probably going to watch it after we finish taping. And I think it's great because every episode feels more, it hits more instead of just you're at the end of it going, oh god, that was great. I don't remember any of it, but I remember I really liked it. It's a better way of watching
I
TV, I
mean,
think.
how much are we allowed to say? Because I really like this.
I'm gonna say none.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet
okay.
either.
Season 2, none.
I have
Oh,
too many things to watch
yeah.
before I get to The Boys.
Well, then, for the
Okay.
people who've seen it, I'll just say the Patton Oswalt scene was amazing. And the people who've seen it will know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
In terms of
yeah,
that
I know what
weird
you're talking about.
experimentation, like.
I think it's one of the most unique shows out there. But what I mean is like The Boys is that The Boys right now is even apparently even more successful now than Stranger Things, which is crazy. But what I mean is,
That's a
like,
thinker.
yeah, but what I mean is like with Netflix there's a certain assumed quality where there's going to be at least a quality. And I think when I was going through my horror movie before just giving in and going on Shudder, I was trying to find what's going on, and you can really just see the gap in quality where with Netflix there's a certain level, and then on Amazon Prime they're just anything a student film, like a bad student film could come in. I mean that in the pejorative sense, not a good student film.
Yeah, I saw the Red Letter Media guys talking about this. Where do you find these bad horror movies on Amazon Prime? Like, generally the stuff that pops up my feed is okay, at least.
You just got to dig.
Oh, you got to dig for it.
Yeah.
You
You
gotta
gotta
scrape
dig.
the bottom of the barrel.
Exactly. You just got to dig.
I gotta say, I'll challenge that. Because, like, Netflix have their, like, AAA kind of, like, top-tier stuff. But in terms of bulking up their back catalog, they produce endless streams of garbage. Like, me and my girlfriend were on there. We decided to watch Spirit, the horse movie, the DreamWorks one.
Oh, so good.
Yeah. So it's on Netflix. But when I searched it, that was the third result on Netflix after 2 separate TV series from like 2002 based on it.
Huh?
2 of 4 TV series based on this movie, one of which has 8 seasons. And
But I
they're
bet none of them
awful
have
in
Matt
this movie.
Damon.
None of them have a banger soundtrack.
Oh, yeah.
It is unfathomable to me that because it's all DreamWorks production, because like DreamWorks are just kind of churning out like loads of low quality kid shows a lot.
That movie is an absolute banger, though.
Oh, I couldn't sit through that movie. I don't know what's wrong with me.
It's about a horse that's voiced by Matt Damon, but he's not actually voiced by Matt Damon because it's just his inner monologue.
Yeah, but like I tried to watch it and it was just, this is just suffering.
But yeah,
Like,
the horse can't speak, but he has eyebrows, so he can do all the facial expressions.
He's a very emotive horse, which makes you want to make out with that horse.
Yeah, he's real sexy.
A real hot horse.
I'm just gonna leave that hanging there. I have no comments on this.
It's like,
But, like-
when Matt Damon was in Arthur and they weren't sure whether they wanted to draw him as an aardvark or a person.
Wait, hold
What?
on. Matt Damon was in Arthur?
Yeah, he was in Arthur as himself.
No way.
But it's like the most horrifying thing because it looks like they started to draw him as a person and then they were like, oh no, wait, this is a kid's cartoon about animals, so they stuck some ears on him.
Hold on, I'm sorry. I looked this up. Hold on.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. That is a nightmare.
I'm so
Okay.
sorry for when this goes out on the radio and people
Keane-
can't see this.
Kate, I'm gonna send you the picture and you
I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it. But put it in the chat.
No, I
Oh
want you to
no.
put this
Oh,
needs to be
no.
posted.
Put
on
it in the
either-
chat so I can
put
put it on the page tomorrow.
Put it on the thumbnail. Put it on the thumbnail of the video. Put it on the page. We are spreading awareness of Arthur Matt Damon.
The nose
You're
is
all
freaking me out.
welcome.
Why is this here? Why is this a thing?
You are also very welcome.
Oh no. Oh, it's nightmarish. Oh no.
Why is he so buff?
It's a children's show.
I'm dying. Oh no.
This is quality radio, guys.
What is going on? Why is he there?
Like it. Okay. Okay. As a radio show, let me paint you a visual picture, right? So it's very clearly Matt Damon's face. Okay. You know everything except brown, kind of furry, like Arthur, very much like Arthur, with like the two kind of Arthur ears poking out through the hair. Now,
Hold on. He has
very
ears
human
already.
face. No. Let me keep going here. Very human face. However, marsupial-like nose. Just a little pink kind of rabbit nose. Brilliantly blue eyes that I don't think Matt Damon actually has, piercing the soul, and straight, clean white teeth. I don't recall any character in Arthur having distinctive teeth. But Matt Damon has got pearly whites. And like
Wait.
he's a solid like 2 foot taller than Arthur. in a very tight t-shirt. That is like that he is a very buff marsupial man. Also, like for some reason the t-shirt has the House of Congress on the front. And I don't get that.
That's what I was going. It's like a baseball shirt. Oh, there we go. There he is.
I nearly got sick there. This is too funny.
Oh, wait, no, it gets better. It gets better.
I'm crying.
Oh god! Oh, I hate it.
Oh no.
Oh, this is not something I want to see in motion.
If only we had thought to like live stream this and watch it, not knowing what we were doing.
Everybody at home listening, just Google Matt Damon on Arthur.
It's like real life Matt Damon and the horse he plays had a baby.
So okay, to quote from hero.fandom.com, Matt Damon is a fictional character in the TV show Arthur, who appeared in the episode The Making of Arthur. He is based on the real-life actor, producer, and screenwriter of the same name. He was voiced by his real-life counterpart.
But he's a fictional character.
Why is he drinking out of a pineapple?
Oh my god, guys, we have to watch this. We have to like do a watch along with this episode.
I can't breathe.
Oh, my head hurts.
I'm trying to sort out because I'm looking through random like pictures on Google and I can't tell what's fake dialogue and real dialogue.
So okay, here's the weird part, right?
Oh, here's the weird part.
Right. So I'm reading.
Here's the weird part, isn't it?
Tell Arthur Reed he'll never eat lunch in this town again.
Oh my god. So I'm about to find an article here on GQ, right?
Right.
And it's titled "Remember that time Matt Damon was on Arthur." Matt Damon,
No.
actor, Ben Affleck, BFF, Geo cover star, and of course, terrifying man bear hybrid. Bear. Oh,
Are you saying he's man bear pig?
I nearly did. I'm just reading directly from this. What the hell am I talking about? Oh, just a little piece of nightmare fuel, courtesy of a 2007 episode of Arthur. Oh my god!
Hold on, 2007? That's far sooner than it should be.
Oh no, it keeps going. Matt Damon isn't the only celebrity cameo in Arthur. Over the years, they roped in Neil Gaiman as a cat, Lance Armstrong as a rabbit called.
Oh my
Vance
god!
Lakestrong.
I found Philip Seymour Hoffman in it.
Yeah, and all 5 of the Backstreet Boys.
I saw that. Yeah.
We have to watch this.
This just keeps getting better and
Guys,
better.
race to find the pictures.
God, I think if Matt Damon ever catches wind of this, I don't think he's coming back to talkie. I think they've scared him off. He will know that we know about the Arthur cameo, and I think he's going to stay away from that.
I don't know. Ireland has a pretty good animation sector. Maybe he's angling for more work.
Neil Gaiman is uncanny. Like, we're talking uncanny valley.
Okay.
Oh, that's not so bad.
Okay,
It's not as bad as Matt Damon.
I was having just a quick glance, and I was like, oh, John Legend. No, people just think John Legend looks like Arthur.
Look at this, it's Neil Gaiman.
Oh, Neil Gaiman's perfect for all those listening at home. It's
He's
just him.
perfect.
So
To be honest, it'll be weird now when I look at real pictures of Neil Gaiman and don't see the cat ears.
Yeah.
So the episode is called The Making of Arthur Part 2, and it's like there's a 6-minute sequence, and it's when the picture moves, it's way more nightmarish than just the picture to even say. The video is just it's so uncanny. Oh my god, this is amazing. Thank you, Katie. Thank you for this.
You are so welcome. I contribute.
Oh, you're gonna have to warn me before you have to do something like that again.
I don't know how many more of those I have in me, to be honest.
I mean, if I had the COVID, that would have killed me.
I mean, I suppose while we're on Uncanny Valley, the other thing on Katie's list was the announcement of a Resident Evil movie reboot.
Yeah.
Again? Don't they have enough?
No, they're
more.
rebooting it. They're redoing it completely from the start.
They only ended it like 2 years ago.
Yeah, but it was terrible.
But now they're
Yeah,
doing
but it was
animated.
always terrible. That was why it was good.
Yeah,
But
I
now
don't
they're
know.
animating them, which let's not forget that there is a series of animated Resident Evil movies, which are somehow even wilder than the live action ones.
But the
You can't forget
soundtrack-
if you never knew that.
But the soundtrack of those movies are so good because it's just like, oh, who's a popper Roadrunner bands at the time? Let's just put them in there, and it's great.
It could,
like,
it
Resident
could be argued that the first Resident Evil movie kickstarted Slipknot's rise to fame.
I would say that was probably very true because that soundtrack is whopper, and My Plague is a phenomenal song.
It's class. It's absolutely deadly. And I'll be on the record. That first Resident Evil movie is class.
Yeah.
That's the one where they're going through the laser maze with the dogs and all that
Hell
kind of
yeah.
stuff.
I like the second one a lot. I really like
Yeah.
The second one, like I like the first one actually as a movie. The second one is very silly, very enjoyable. Very
There
silly.
are only 2 Resident Evil movies.
That's fair.
Oh no, there is no, Katie. We can't erase this. There is 7. There is 7, and we have to admit.
Get to 7? Oh my
I
god.
think 7.
No, what's
there-
what's
Too
crazy
many.
about the series is they make her basically a god, and then in the next movie they take it all away again. You're like, what? This is
Correct me,
Because they know where to go from there.
Dara. I feel like you're the expert here on this. Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't the penultimate movie called The Final Chapter?
Yeah,
And then they made another one after.
and then they made another one after. Yeah, which I don't think
Wonderful.
I've
Just want to fact check that.
because the last
Which
one I
one
remember.
was the one where it had Jorah Mormont and all his clones?
I think that's the 4th one, maybe.
No, it was like one of the way newer ones.
Oh, okay, because there were clones in the 3rd one as well. I think the 3rd one's where she drives her bike through a dog or something.
The third one's the
that was the
desert
second one.
Third one's
Oh,
the
it's the
desert
second
one.
one.
Yeah.
So
One
hold
with
on.
all the weird zombie bats.
The last
Okay,
one
you know what? We're gonna have to back up. Dara, could you do me a favor and just
Yeah.
give like a 1-word summary of each Resident Evil movie in order so we all know where we're coming from?
Here's the thing. Okay, my memory's sketchy on it. Like the first
Right.
one, great. Second one, really good. Third one, desert. Then my mind gets kind of gets.
Then
Which,
it's a homogenous blur for 4
yeah,
movies.
yeah. The last one I remember seeing right was where it ends and they're in the White House and Wesker's the president, right? That's the
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, that's the last one I saw, and then there was like the final one, but then she got pregnant and had babies and all that stuff, and then
In real life, or
no, in real life.
I think I've seen like the first 4 and then the 7th one, so there's a big chunk I'm missing in the middle.
I would like to point out that the second movie does not have a thumbnail when you search it on Google. That's the quality we're talking here.
Actually, when I was away there over the weekend, Resident Evil 2 actually was on like free TV, but by the time I got to it, it was over, and I remember being really sad. So this is kind of fate that we're talking about it.
well, I'm glad we could come through for you in this time of need.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Well, if Matt Damon and his creepy, Arthur appearance isn't going to do it, at least we have this. Okay,
Yeah, I'm stunned in equal measures by how scary the Matt Damon one is and how good the Neil Gaiman one is. Although I wonder, there's so many images of the Neil Gaiman one sitting in a sandwich. I can't. I feel like I'm going down a sonic rabbit hole where I can't tell what was in the show and what's fan art.
Okay, all right. So there are, according to Google, 6 movies. There's Resident Evil, Resident Evil Apocalypse,
Right.
Resident Evil Extinction, Resident Evil Afterlife, Resident Evil Retribution, and Resident Evil: The Final Chapter. Is that correct?
I have a sneaking suspicion that there was another one after the final chapter. I could be thinking of an animated movie though.
All right. So the Final Chapter is probably the one I haven't seen. I'm going to look at Retribution here, and if it ends up, if the plot is it ends in the White House, Wesker is the president, then I want to. Yes, there we go. That's exactly what it is. Alice, Jill, and the remaining survivors travel to Wesker's headquarters, a heavily barricaded, fortified White House, staffed by the members of the U.S. Armed Forces. Okay, so I haven't seen the Final Chapter. The Final Chapter is the Final Chapter.
So wait, which one is the one with your man from Prison Break and he's like being held inside the bus prison thing? Is that the Final Chapter?
I think that's after that. Well, I haven't seen it. I don't know.
I think that's 3. I seem to remember there being a bus prison in the desert.
It's not 3 because she's not in the desert in it. She's in like a complex, like an apartment complex or something.
Could be Afterlife. I think it's Afterlife.
No, Afterlife is the one that ends with her on the boat.
Oh, then it is the Final Chapter. It must be because I haven't seen it. But here's the thing, right? Here's what kind of threw me. So 2002 was when the first one came out. 2004 was the sequel. 2007 was Extinction. Afterlife 2010. 2012, and then a 5-year gap. I don't even recall when that movie came. Your man from Prison Break, is that Sean Roberts? Is it?
I don't know. He was like the lead guy in Prison Break.
Then it could be the Final Chapter. Yeah, Ruby Rose is in it as well. So this one looks way too modern. But yeah, it wasn't a flop. It cost 40 million and made 312 million. So fair play.
It wasn't great though. I've seen it.
Yeah, I don't know. The film received mixed reviews and became the highest grossing film. Oh my god, became the highest grossing film in the franchise. That's upsetting.
People had a hunger for it apparently.
It was probably just they wanted to make sure it was over.
Wait, 2000? You said 2017.
Yeah.
Was that could have been around the time Resident Evil 7 came out then? So there could have been just like a zeitgeist of it, just kind of hidden. People were like, "Oh yeah, Resident Evil 7 is real good. Let's go see this movie."
Well, here's the thing, right? So in May 2017, the reboot was announced, and it was announced by that James Wan would produce the reboot with Greg Russo's script. Johannes Roberts was hired as the writer-director, and James Wan has left his role. Oh, yeah, this is going to suck because James Wan actually could have done something really interesting with that. But
so I'm assuming that's one of the Russo brothers, is it?
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh, okay.
Not the different Russo.
Oh, a different Russo.
Wow. Man.
How many Russos does Hollywood have?
Apparently 2 good ones and 1 bad one.
There's Rene Russo, possibly related.
Let's see.
I hope you've enjoyed our episode this week. Can we sum up what we've talked about so far?
No.
Matt Damon. Matt Damon and Arthur.
Matt Damon as sexy cartoons.
So, cartoon Matt Damon runs a dragon's worth of Amazon and killed Van Halen
and puppets.
And puppets.
Dead puppets.
That's out in a desert. That's my takeaway.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Kean, was that on the show plan?
It's going on next week's one. I like this.
Yeah, so there just some like show notes I'm supposed to close out because we only have like 5 minutes left.
Well, we've got 5 whole minutes left after this chaos.
Yeah. So look, the rewind is finding its new home at random points because Dave's schedule is crazy. So I think we're doing it on every Tuesday now at like 12:30 at night. I'm not too sure, but it's staying on the same time on Tuesday on Phoenix. So yeah, that's good news. What's going on with your shows? Obviously, Kev, your show will be up very soon.
It's in the
very
ether.
soon.
Ready
It
to
is
go.
coming. Ooh.
It's a good one. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. So yeah, Anime Crash Course is on its way. Just missing the mark of its Monday deadline because of just all the wildness behind the scenes. But yeah, we got Dara and Keith on to talk about Helsing Ultimate, and it was crazy. It was very, very cool. Also, quick plug for those of you who enjoy the Dungeons and the Dragons. Your boy here is going to start running a campaign next week, and we're going to be streaming it on Twitch.
Ooh.
Nice.
Very
It's my home D&D group, and we're going to be running it on my friend's Connor's Twitch stream. It's Connor Rain on Twitch, CONORAYNE. And it's awesome because it is the Odyssey of the Dragon Lords campaign, which is a completely made module for the 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, but it's written by ex-BioWare writers, and it's entirely Greek mythology themed, and it is absolutely my jam.
Ooh.
Can't wait to run it. The character creation for this has been insanity, and I cannot wait to see these people in action. They're all brilliant players. Super excited. Definitely check. We're going to be streaming. That'll be every Tuesday. Nebulous Tuesday evening.
Awesome. Katie, what have you got in the pipeline?
We have doing it for the exposure coming back this week. It's going to be a day late, but no less amazing because this week we have our first, not only is he our first international guest, but he's also a Guinness World Record holder.
Oh,
which
well,
is very exciting.
That's awesome. Excited to hear that. You're not going to give us a hint, or do we have to listen to it?
Well, no, I mean, I can tell you who it is. So is his name, Kean, you know him. His name is John Reed. He's a balloon artist from the States.
Ooh, John's
cool.
fun people.
That's
John's
cool.
good people. Yeah.
What's the record for?
It is, so technically it's 2. Basically, the first one was the largest balloon sculpture made by one person. And then by the time they had actually sent him his record, someone else had already beaten it. So they changed it to the largest balloon transformer made by one person.
Oh, that's cool. That's
So
very
it's like
cool.
a 50-foot robot.
Oh my
Not to-
god, I
not
would
to
love
toot
to see
my
that
own
race in
horn,
real
but,
time.
You're talking to a Guinness World Record holder right here.
No way.
Ah.
Here's one for you. Participated in the largest gathering of people dressed in Star Trek characters in one place.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Nice.
But surely everyone would win that one.
No, this is the largest single gathering in one room at,
Okay.
what was it? 1,063 people.
Wow. Where
Oh, I'm
was
sure
that?
we can top that next Dublin Comic Con.
If there's an next Dublin Comic
Yeah,
Con.
if we're
Yeah.
ever allowed to leave our homes and
That's
buy
it.
alcohol.
That's it. It's
That's very specific.
Yeah, you didn't see the new headlines.
no, what was it?
They're talking
Banning
about
aperitifs.
they're talking about limiting how much alcohol people can buy now.
In Ireland, good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck.
No, it's the fact that they're thinking about doing it by shortening off license opening hours, which is the dumbest
No,
thing.
that'll
Hold
just
on a
make
second.
the cases
Listen.
go up.
In
Listen.
the run up to Christmas.
Listen, right? I used to work in a shop, and this is when we used to have to close off the off license on a Sunday and on Good Friday. All people did was buy a lot more very early. That doesn't work. Oh,
It's just
Ireland.
gonna- Anyway.
Oh, Ireland. That's hilarious.
So, Cian, what have you got to plug?
Well, the game corner is taking 2 weeks off while I deal with some sort of stuff on the home front. In the meantime, I have been reviewing Lower Decks for Geek Ireland, which is excellent. It's a brilliant Star Trek parody that is annoyingly hard to find unless you're a pirate on the high seas. But it's very, very good and very enjoyable. And I'll be doing its finale is actually tomorrow, come to think of it. And then I'll be moving into review and discovery for Geek Ireland as well. So for the time being, check me out there.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, we'll be back next week, same time, here on Nerd to Know Basis. Bye, guys.
Bye.